Hi Leo, welcome to your June 2016 love reading. It's Raina here and I am shuffling the cards. Golly jeepers. Golly jeepers. Whoa, lots of fire energy here. Okay. So the heart of the matter for you in June is the Nine of Wands. And this is an energy that deals with just really feeling like you have to keep your guard up for some reason. And basically, when I see this now, I will just talk about the card that describes the recent past, and it is the Seven of Wands. So we have this two fire energy with the wands representing fire, and that can mean that you have been in a position where you've had to defend yourself. And so in terms of, let's say, a relationship that is dysfunctional, it's, you being triggered into constantly having to defend your right to do what you want to do. And this can be a very toxic situation. I read one time that whenever we feel like we're on the defensive with another person, that is a toxic person for us. Now, obviously, there are some people who are defensive constantly because of their own low self-esteem, and they're always taking offense to what people say, even when people say things innocently. I'm not talking about that, obviously. I'm talking about specific people who always rub you the wrong way. And you could actually be married to one or be dating one, and they may be trying to always turn it around on you and making you out to be the bad guy, and always making you defend yourself and defend your innocence. And that type of dynamic is done by design, actually, because that other person wants to get you and keep you in a position of having to defend yourself as if you've done something wrong. That's part of the manipulation. So if you find yourself in one of those situations, you should really consider whether or not it's a viable relationship. And the Nine of Wands is indicating that currently you're having to deal with this again. So maybe, let's say somebody was out of your life for a while. Maybe they've come back in and stirred things up again. And this card is telling you you're going to have to you're going to have to defend yourself even more so. And you're going to have to erect boundaries that are very strong. Sometimes the Nine of Wands can indicate that your boundaries are too high and too strong. And maybe if you're single, for instance, you may be having a hard time meeting someone, and it's because you're so wary of other people that you've kind of erected these fortress-like boundaries. And this is because of past problems. The higher perspective is the Temperance card. The Temperance card can relate to actual, I feel like it can, always be a healing energy, but I also feel like it's more about moderation. I feel like it's about being in relationships where there isn't an extreme. And sometimes I think with certain astrological types, and the two signs that are kind of jumping into my mind are Aquarius and Scorpio for you, that may create or trigger some extremes, because Aquarius is your opposite sign, and even though complementary signs are incompatible elements, there may still be that bipolar tendency in such a matchup. A great example of that is Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. He is an Aquarius and she was a Leo. And so that can prove problematic sometimes. And then you have also the situation of a Scorpio individual, and Scorpio forms a square with your sign, and there can be the tendency to butt heads, and that may create a bit of imbalance. And the Temperance card is all about balance. Now, the energy that may be below the surface that is influencing you in some way is the Four of Swords. I was going to say crossing you, but I don't think it's crossing you. I think it may be that it's something that you need to do, but you're not aware of it. And this is about rejuvenation. So maybe there has been a very stressful period recently with a particular partner, or maybe just in your life in general. And maybe you really need time to yourself, and you need time for reflection and healing. And it's funny that it follows the Temperance card, because I do think perhaps some of you have gotten burned out in some way. And you need that alone time just to kind of recharge your batteries and to kind of decide where you're going to go next. The energy that you can harness, take advantage of, is the Nine of Swords. And this can be energy that makes you aware of how your anxieties are really influencing you in an adverse way. Perhaps you have been dealing with people that you really shouldn't have been, because you fear that the alternative is that you're going to be alone, and there's really not that many people out there anyway, right? And that kind of a mentality is injurious to you, because it will make it so that you settle for less. And this is a card where you can really kind of get a hold of some of the things that are holding you back. Now, it's very interesting, because as June proceeds into the last week, we will have the sun going into your 12th house. And this is the exact kind of energy that I associate with 12th house matters, because the 12th house is like buried anxieties. And so you may see these things cropping up as the month ends and as we go into July, but it's actually a time of getting a handle on them so that they don't affect you, and so that you can be healed like you need to be. Because if you have been doing a lot of defense posturing, it kind of can lead to burnout, and it can lead to emotional difficulties if you don't nip it in the bud. And so this is like a great opportunity for you to take care of that, so you can be open to a healthy relationship, really. Now, the advice is the Eight of Wands, another Wands energy, and this is about something coming in that's very exciting and very sudden. And it could really surprise you. And I think I got this for Aries too, in the same position. I can't remember, but definitely maybe you'll hear from an Aries person and have to and have like a love affair or something like that. But it's a very sudden energy. You have to be on your feet, nimble, ready to pounce on it when it arrives. It could be even with career, but given that this is a love reading, I'm assuming that it's somehow related to your love life. But you hear good news, and it makes you enthusiastic, and you have a joy for life as a result. And the outcome is the Empress card, and this is a card of the Earth Mother, the sensualist. And this is really about enjoying the part of you that receives pleasure and that gives pleasure, and not apologizing for it and really kind of indulging in it. And it's also related to, the sign Libra. So it could be a Libra person specifically that comes into your life, and Libra is a very compatible sign with Leo. But it can, I believe that it can be related to a love relationship, for sure. The thing about the Empress card is that it really is giving you permission to enjoy all of the pleasures of life and not deprive yourself of anything. And that includes the pleasures of other people too. So that is really wonderful, given that you may be coming off of a very stormy period. So I'm glad that that may be happening for you, Leo. Obviously, this is a general reading. If you'd like something private, you can click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great June. Bye.